Hey guys, Tomboy601, and today we have a match where I don't know if I've showed it to you already. Yeah, I had a project already made, but then I couldn't find this anywhere posted on my thing, and then when I opened the project, there was no audio associated to it, and I think what happened is I had done the VO for it, and then a lightning storm came, and Florida being Florida, I lost everything. Anyways, we have a fun game today in the Bismarck that goes down to the buzzer, so be sure to stay tuned. As always, we are running the wonderful Henry J. Hyde as our build, and, well, it's domination on dos hermanos, on two brothers. So, with Bismarck, my plan for this was to push into this nook right here. I think as at least you can see from the build, or when you looked at the build, we are running a full secondary build. And I know it may not be the most competitive, but secondary's fun. Secondaries go burr. And why else would you play the German battleships if you don't want to hear the burr? Anyways, our plan is try to push up as far as we can comfortably right up here into this little nook. Of course, we have about a 10-kilometer range on those secondaries, so if we can use them to start engaging the enemy, that would be fantastic. And this little shelf right here should keep us protected from the majority of the enemies who are probably going to stay just on the opposite side of that shelf. But as any enemies try to push in, then we can do our business and try to slap them down. So that's the plan for now, and we're just trying to get this Sommers back in range and kind of establish our dominance. Luckily, we do have a brave little destroyer who has gone out into the cap. Thankfully, he's doing his job. I think he's still undetected, so we'll absolutely take that. We'll take these shots while we can and dock right here with the friendly neighborhood. You know, get some supplies, let the men have some R&R, or leave them behind. Anyways, we are now successfully taking A. Our team down on the other side, doing okay so far, right? They're doing okay. Sommer's still the only one we can really engage here, but we need to start keeping an eye on the enemies, because as we start to take these capture points, it will force pressure on them to act, force them to push in. Hopefully our teammate, this battleship right here, won't push too far forward, because he could find himself otherwise quite exposed. Also, shout out to the Sommers out here, who decided he's more gunboat than he is anything else, because I feel like he's just been consistently spotted this whole time. Mind you, we do have a carrier supporting us, so that does assist with that. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and push up because, well, our teammates are going to need us. We're going to attempt to try to save the Nelson here, though. I think him charging in, I think he's charging into 16-inch guns, which are not going to do him too well. But, you know, he's kind of already made his move. But we do finally have the secondaries engaging. Our master plan, L plan, has finally started to commence. We're finally actually able to use those secondaries. Anyways, we come out. 2 enemy ships organized now in North Carolina. North Carolina, probably the biggest threat of all these boats, just because it does have those 16-inch guns. And, well, 16-inch guns are quite deadly. Nelson, who is out in front of us, he needs to be very careful because, of course, this has already happened to him, but he can, his nose can get punched straight through by that North Carolina. Mind you, he can do the same thing back, but in that fight, I'm gonna take the North Carolina. As much as I love the Nelson, I think North Carolina is going to have it. So we're going to try to attempt to support our teammate. And while this is going on, we need to check the minimap, because someone has decided to push mid and take C. We had captured the majority of the map. We're starting to gain a nice points advantage, but we need to keep an eye on that. We're kind of trying to see when we can make a turn, what we can do, because we want to maintain this lead, right? We want to be able to maintain a positive points delta compared to our enemy. And we can see it is a battleship who has decided to push down through mid, and more interestingly, he is now the closest ship to our carrier, which is never good. So we're gonna do what we can to kind of make the turn out here. We're still, you know, able to engage the North Carolina and the Gneisenau. We see Cleveland out there is fairly weak. We're just kind of trying to survey what we can do, but also begin to make our turn, because we recognize, one, we now have a threat that is very much able to access our broadside. It's a Richelieu. We have a threat that is very much a something that can ruin our current game plan, and that's going to be the Richelieu. So we need to get down to the Richelieu. We're now going to use our kiting ability to try to get back down to that Richelieu, but still be able to engage these enemies right here. Cleveland looking slow right here, so we'll go ahead, throw out some shots to him. The nice thing about Hyde is we do get a couple of accuracy buffs, even though we still maintain a nice full secondary build, which is why I absolutely love him. We leave the Cleveland with barely any health remaining, but, you know, hopefully we've weakened him so that our team can finish him. If not, once we get all 4 of our guns, we should be able to finish him off and engage him. And at least that removes one of the biggest DPM threats from the team. We get 3 shots off at the Cleveland with the front barrel, not ready to go. So we decide just to send it down towards the Richelieu. And damn it, all of them missed the Cleveland. God damn it. Don't you just hate when that happens? Anyways, we're starting to get into range with Richelieu. Unfortunately, Richelieu does take out our aircraft carrier, which does now leave us at a severe disadvantage. The one nice thing we do have right now, though, we still have all of our destroyers up, which could pay dividends for us if we can manage this. Also, we did just get a beautiful citadel on North Carolina right there, really taking him down a notch, but we still need to be cautious. As far as points go, we are even keeled as far as gains go, but the enemy team is up on points. Of course, we have lost some of our biggest pieces, i.e. our 2 battleships and our aircraft carrier. So we're going to go ahead, start the retreat right here, or continue this retreat, and try to swing into C. While we swing into C, we'll try to cover A so that they are unable to take A while we are in C, and then that's our current plan for now. Hold as much as we can. And if we can retake C, it looks like as far as D goes, they're still holding out fairly strong over there. There's no enemies pushing down that way. And as of now, there's no one pushing through mid. So if we can take C, we can get our points advantage back. You know, we're almost in range of the Richelieu, though, or we are in range of the Richelieu, though this North Carolina is probably the bigger threat to us. I think the Richelieu very much more concerned with dodging those torpedoes. We're like, okay, Richelieu's finally given us a decent angle for us to engage. Let's go ahead and flip the guns towards him, assist out our destroyer, but he doesn't need it. Good old Udachi right there takes out Richelieu, clearing our back lines, finally making it so that we're not we don't have a breakthrough point. We don't have someone able to easily access the crossfires, reestablishing the map to kind of reset it to where it was. So that's good. Unfortunately, we dropped spot on the North Carolina, but this is our time. Get our turn in, get our guns reoriented for our future engagements towards this North Carolina. Swing into C. We can see Udachi is also kind of head to C, and given his speed advantage to us, he'll be near us relatively soon. But we can swing into C, get C captured, and you know we still have a chance. We're up on points now with that Richelieu down. We're up on points. We have a chance in this map. Of course, our teammate up top preventing the enemy from being able to score any points at the moment, which is super nice. That's definitely helping us. Though North Carolina pushing into A, he's about to do the same thing right on back. So this is all about the points, baby. That's all this is. So North Carolina still can't see us. Of course, he's not within our secondary gun range quite yet. Right as we're about to drop spot on him, we're going to go ahead, throw out these shells. What that's going to do is if any of those hit him, it will reset the cap. It will reset the points he has, just like that. And now that we have both ourselves and soon to be the Udachi in our cap as well, what this should mean is the Udachi can come into our cap, or come into the cap that we're taking. We will be able to take this cap way before the North Carolina can take A. Once we do that, we can then push towards A and hopefully make it so that North Carolina isn't able to capture A at all. Now, North Carolina is playing the smart. He is going into cover so that we can't reset him again, but we still have a chance to kind of pull this play off. Of course, when caps are getting capped, they aren't generating any points. So Right now we are tied up as far as points go, but we are not tied up as far as ships go, because as you can see, our northeasterly forces have been decimated. It is now a destroyer up there, the Udachi and myself. I take that back. It is the Udachi and myself against the remaining ships, which means this is about to get very real, and they have a points advantage. So what can we do? Well, we need to take A back. That is the only way we are going to manage this. North Carolina decides showing his broadside is the best idea, and we get a couple of pens. Like, that's okay. More importantly, secondaries are starting to engage once again. We're going to be able to use them finally. North Carolina sends his 16-inch guns towards us. Thankfully, not much damage is taken, and our secondaries are continuing to go off. We need to kind of keep him under this pressure if we can. Start sinking their boats, because of course, as we sink them, we are going to try to claw back that damage. North Carolina has a fire. I think he immediately damage cons it. So if we could set another fire with our secondaries, we are going to be golden. We should be able to knock out North Carolina. Mind you, he's probably going to run into will to rebuild range relatively soon, but we have a chance here, right? Udachi is in A. We're going for the cap on. We're going to try to go for the cap with A. And hello there. Hello, Mr. Saipan. Well, there's only one thing to do when a carrier is serving himself up on a silver platter like this, is full-on engage. We get the high cal, thanks to the Saipan right there. We finally pop one of our heals. We've seemed reluctant in order to actually use our heals, so we go ahead. We unwisely burn our damage con right there, but we do also start up our enhanced secondary battery, and we can see as just the hit points start to melt away on our Saipan friend right over there, or our Saipan enemy, if we're being serious. He is preventing the cap from being turned over, which good play on him, though thankfully, because Udachi has been the primary person of points, even though we got hit a couple of times right there, it really didn't affect the cap much, because basically when you stay in the cap, each ship in the cap generates points towards capturing, and only when you hit the specific ship that has those capture points, that's when it resets. So even though we were in the cap, we did lose a little bit of progress, but Udachi had made the majority of that progress. So we have 3, and we have 3 capture points, and we are 30 points out. So this is about to get real, because they need to flip one of the capture points, in which case it should bring it about tie, or they need to sink both of us, and we need to last 1 minute. So, well, here we go. Amagi coming out nice and broadside for us. We'll go ahead, take that, throw out the AP, and we can see C is starting to get capped by some sort of enemy ship. So we're going to reverse, try our plan again of, we're going to go closer to as few ships as possible, get his weight from as much DPM as possible. Of course, Amagi does hit us pretty hard with the HE, and then we see it's a Gneiss now, and that's not good, though we only have to last 36 seconds. We're going to try and get our rear guns going on this broadside Gneiss. Now, of course, he's a broadside Gneiss now, so we know what he's doing. He's definitely launching torpedoes towards us. Not good. So, oh, we also need to make sure that Udachi survives. That's the other thing we need to do. And as we take a big hit from what I assume is the Amagi, Gneiss now starting to turn in. If he's turning in, he no longer has the torpedoes. We need to just disengage from being able to be hit by those torpedoes. We hit full forward. We're going to try to clear out this Cleveland, and the match is over. Did we win? Did we? I mean, I kind of already spoiled it. Of course we won. Buzzer beater of a match. We end the match up just a couple of points. End the match with 2,923 XP. And for a pretty decent game in one, that definitely went all the way down to the buzzer. Guys, if you like this video, and if I didn't show it to you before, because I'm still not sure if I did, make sure you hit the like button and you hit the subscribe button. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.